Hi guys, Gigi here. As you know from my previous video, I have a Pylontech US3000C battery module which has some quite big imbalanced cells, and Pylontech denied the warranty claim because they said it's an overvoltage and overcharge. Yeah, you know, that's why these batteries have a BMS to protect the batteries, and even Pylontech themselves, they say that the BMS should cut the charging and to the battery at 54 volts, but it looks like from the log files that the voltage went a little bit over 54, and Pylontech just denies the warranty, like in most of the cases when the power it's just a little bit over the BMS capacity, they will deny the claims. Even if in their own manual that they state that the BMS should protect the cells and should protect the overcharging over current. This battery has been running for 3 years, and I could start seeing imbalance already in 2023 when I noticed them. I sent them logs and they said, yeah, keep it charged at 53.2 and should balance and everything will be okay, but it wasn't. So well, today we will try to improve the Pylontech BMS using just a simple active balancer, something like this. It's a 16 cells balancer. We will use only 15 of them, and let's see how this works. We will open now the battery and I will take the screws and then I will show you inside after I dismantle the cover. So this is the battery inside. I've already disconnected the negative for the check on the board, the main battery minus from here, and the output minus from here, and the battery check plus from here. So this is the Pylontech famous BMS. As you can see, we have 3 strings of cells. First pack here, 1, 2, 3, the negative, and then each cell, negative each cell, negative each cell, and so on. So this is the pack. I will connect the active balancer in parallel with each cell on these strings. As you can see, it came with its own harness, and for this installation I will have to solder the wires, but for the next pack I have another pack that I want to install the active balancer on it. We will use some pre-made connectors, and that will go plug and play very easy. I will show you when I get that one, and I will also share the link where I bought it from and the price and so on. It will come hopefully next week, and then next week we will do the other battery. So I will first disconnect the cables from here and from the BMS and from the battery here and everything, and I will just solder them in parallel on these wires. So everything is connected. Yeah, sorry for the mess. This is temporary, just want to see how it works, if it works. We can see, so now the connection is made. I connected in parallel with each wire. So this active balancer has one ground, the first wire, and then each cell plus comes following. So if I have 15 cells, I will use the ground, and then 15 cells, and the last wire is disconnected. I've talked with the seller and says it's possible to use it for 15S. I can see the 16S, it's blinking, nothing on the other ones. Hit, no hit, nothing. Our battery, it's right now at 52,466 and it's idle. I can see the Pylontech BMS is blinking, so it's trying to balance some cells. If I look correctly, the first 4 cells will not balance, even if I have here a huge voltage difference between the cells. So the highest cell is 3.528. So let's see, 3.528 minus the lowest is 3.451. 3.45451. We have a difference voltage of 0.07, so 7 millivolt, and active balancer should act because it says it's acting on cell differences bigger than 0.05, so 5 millivolt, and we have a 7 millivolt difference. I have set up the power supply to 53.2, 3 amps, and we will turn it on. So now let's see. Pylontech BMS still works. Something. This nothing, no LED. And I've measured the cell voltage I have from here. So ground, and then first cell, second cell, third, 3, 4, 5, say up to 15. The voltage adds up, so I have voltage here in this active balancer, and it seems it does nothing. If we look at the Pylontech voltage, let's get the calculator out of the way. So we have 52.7 voltage, capacity, state of charge 100, and then we have 558,472. We can see clearly that the cell number 1 is very low, and then we have the cell number 7 that's very low, and 11. And this thing does absolutely nothing. So here it is. I will give the links in the comments, in the description, and yeah, this doesn't work. And I bought 2 of them just to be sure. Well, I will try with the other one that comes on Monday and see. Just for the fun of it, we will turn off the power supply. 52.8, 52.9. Yeah, the voltage fits. And I will turn off the battery. And the active balancer should still do something. It does nothing. No LEDs light up, nothing. So this method doesn't work. We will try with another active balancer and see if that will help us in this case. So we have tested with this Daly active BMS. It's working nice. It's okay. Let me see. This is 15S 1 amp active balancer. This is not a BMS, it's just a balancer with the Bluetooth, so you can connect to it with Bluetooth and activate and deactivate and set the settings and all that. This is working fine, but as the cell it's way too damaged, it will not be able to bring it down to the voltage of the other cells, and it will always try an over voltage. It will always throw an over voltage. But yeah, if you want, you can install this on your Pylontech, and it will active balance the cells beside the passive balancer of the Pylontech. And Ben from Heltec in UK made this little board that will make easier the integration between this active balancer and the passive balancer in the Pylontech. So basically you connect the cells, the active balancer here, then the cables from the Pylontech batteries will come here, and this cable will go to the Pylontech balancer, and this is going to work in parallel. So this is a little nice board that he made. We can see it here. It will say which pack you have to connect. Let's bring some light. So you can see cell 11, 15, 6, 10, 10, and then 1, 5, and this you connected in parallel with your Pylontech. Here it's coming the active balancer, and it will work in parallel. I've tested this. It's very nice because you can just put it plug and play. No need to cut wires, no need to do anything else. But as I said, in my case, it's too small. Well, you can install it in a healthy battery, and will help you prevent the drifting and unbalancing, but it will not prevent overcharge. We know the BMS of the Pylontech is not the best. It will allow sometimes an overcharge, even if it says it doesn't. So this I've tested. It's a 15S 1 amp active balancer. It's working okay, but not in my situation. Then we tested the JK. Then we tested the JK 2 amps active balancer. This is working okay-ish, but I do not think it's recognizing the voltage pretty good on the batteries, or yeah, I didn't like this one. Why? It might work very good as a standalone, but not in parallel with the Pylontech. I think the Pylontech is much more sensitive than this one, and this one, while charging one of the under voltage cells, it will start throwing over voltage on the BMS, and the BMS will stop. The same problem we have with the Heltec. Let's bring some light. This is the Heltec balancer, 4 amps max. It will recognize the voltage a bit better than the JK. It has a few nice features that the JK does not have. It will let you adjust some stuff more than the JK. So this one, I like it better than the JK. I think it's better, but again, it will have the same problem, throwing over voltage on the cells that is trying to charge and balance. So yeah, it will work as a standalone unit, or with some bigger cells, over 1 amp hours cells. On these small cells from Pylontech pouches is not working very well together with the Pylontech BMS. This we talked about, we tested. It seems to work, but it doesn't pull enough current to help balance the cells. But this will not throw over voltages, so maybe this is better, or something like this with the smaller amperage setting, to help keep your cells balanced. But this one, I think it's more for the small battery packs for a bicycle or whatever. This is another one. It's a 16S 1 amp balancer active. We tested with this one. Is the same result as the 15S, same thing. Then we tested the big one. This is a 4 amp balancer. This, if we set it higher, it will be even worse than the small one. So this is the 4 amp balancer. It will work good as a standalone, but not together with the Pylontech. With the Pylontech, you would need to go with something smaller and do it that way. Then we tested the famous Neey that Andy was talking about on his channel. This is the Neey. It's the 24S. Let me see. It's a 4 amp balancer, and this I have connected to the Benz board. It's connecting like this, and then I have to find the number 2 and connect it like this here, and connecting it here, and here's the Pylontech BMS. The Neey is working also very good, but if working active and if set up too late in the charging cycle, it will again throw some over voltage. So I've tested a lot of active balancers. They work very good if the cells capacity is bigger than the one that is in the Pylontech packs. I think a smaller one would be better. It will not throw so much over voltage when connected in parallel with the Pylontech. So as you can see, I have plenty of Daly and JK and Neey and some unnamed and another Neey, and yeah, I still have some in some packs, and yeah, I've tried everything, and then I said I will give up this solution, and I will try something totally different, and I will show you what I've tried. So when you have a cell that's drifting so much as these ones, they're a little bit bloated here, but only the cover is bloated. The cells are actually okay. This is running in parallel with my Pylontechs at 15 volt, and it's our little second Frankenstein, where I have installed a JK. Right now it's just in the testing phase. Don't mind all the wiring and all that. As you can see, I have a JK Active Balancer installed on it with 1 amp balancer, but when this cell is so damaged and drifting so much, even the JK cannot compensate for that problem, and it will still throw a high voltage while charging. So when 14 cells are about 3.4 volts, the defective cell will always go at 3.6, 3.65, and it will throw an over voltage. And my plan is, in the long run, to change all the pouches in the defective one. I have already ordered them in China, as Pylontech does not want to honor the warranty. So I have ordered them in China. We're going to change them. And here down, it's another little experiment where I took an US3000C battery with Pylontech BMS and installed 105 amp hours batteries, prismatic cells from Eve in the back, in the box there. And I've set up the US2000 as 100 amp hours, and it's recognized now as UP5000, and it's working parallel with all the others just fine. And this one, the JK, it's set to 15 cells and same voltage as the other ones. And as a novelty, you can see the charging voltage. It's limited to 52.5. This will help me never encounter the same problem with over voltage on the existing Pylontech cells. And this is the little board that helps me achieve that. We are going to talk about this wonder a little bit later in another video. This it's connected to the JK, and I have another one that's connected to the whole pylon stack, and I can manage and adjust the BMS voltage, current, charge, discharge, everything after my wish. So this is something that's going to be in our next video. But for now, this is the last attempt I had to recover these damaged cells, and it's not working. So the JK 1 amp balancer cannot cope with the drifting of this bad cell. Well, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Yeah, when we will make a video about this little board and its brother, helping us not void Pylontech warranties, or yeah, they should not be able to deny our claims anymore when something goes bad. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye bye.